Hello,
Hi.
how are you?
Oh my God. Hi. I'm okay. How are you doing?
Good, it's been so long.
I know. And it's what a nice sunny weather today. I don't know. Is it the same in Paris?
Yeah, it was beautiful, but I think next week it's going to rain and snow. I don't know.
Oh, oh no. I think it might be the same in London, but yeah, hopefully that won't be the case.
So I think today is like the last day of like a preview of.
Mm.
What have you been up to? Hi,
Um, s-
joined.
yeah, hello to everyone that just joined. So today I've just been tufting, so I can show you like a sneak peek for my new shop update. So there are some, actually I'll just show you this way. So there's like these are the mini rugs that I'm making.
Oh,
So there's one, two, three, and then there's one with hole. And there are two different color schemes. And then there are some big rugs as well that I've made, and then that one is for a commission.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, those are the ones that I've been making today.
And you did
What?
all this today.
Yeah, well, most of them. So yeah, I've been working quite hard, I think,
It's
or
amazing.
trying my best.
Wow, you've been productive.
Mm,
Nice.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna start from the very beginning. So for those who just joined, welcome. You're welcome to ask any questions if you have. And
Yeah,
so yeah, I've
thank
known
you.
Sebastian for also from Goldsmith for quite like 5 years now, I think.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We graduated 2 years ago. That's very
Yeah,
strange.
time just flies. It just happens.
I know, literally. We can't say we're recent graduates anymore,
We
sadly.
try. Yeah, so Sebastian has a Polish background, but you grew up in London pretty much, I think. And
Yeah.
what I remember the most were those beautiful sculpture work that you did with mixed media. I think you did like a bit of like sugaring and a bit of metal, and I
Mm.
think what you worked with tufting as well before. And yeah, so do you want to tell us a little bit more about maybe one or two pieces that's your most memorable work so far?
Yeah, so well, for me, for anyone that doesn't know, I studied fine art in Goldsmiths BA. So I specialize in sculpture mostly and textiles and other work like drawing and painting, sort of everything, but I stayed in the 3D area. And yeah, I kind of discovered tufting while I was in my third year because we had the workshop there. So I just thought, why not make a massive rug before I leave for my house? So that was kind of where it started. And then I made this big piece and I ended up using it in installations. And then I've kind of decided that I really like the contrast between the softness of the rugs and the like hardness of the sculptures. So I decided to mix the two together, and uh, I think as a whole, like my most memorable things are definitely my degree show, which is where I started to make these objects that I called the Dreamy Collection, which were just like basically made of my dreams. They were like wiggly and had corrugated sides, so they were like very sleek and pristine, which was very unusual for me because I kind of did made messy work. So that was the most designed pieces that I've made. And then sort of after I left, I had a show called Mattering where I've made sugar sculptures, and they were like based on my relationship with my boyfriend, and that was a very personal work for me. So that definitely stands out for me. And then I guess now rugs has kind of become my thing ever since lockdown began. So yeah, definitely. Those were like kind of, if I was to summarize as a series of pieces, those were the three that I liked the most.
Yeah, I can see how your practice sort of evolved and sort of how it all contributed towards your new direction.
Hmm.
And you always have those really beautiful names for your work. They're so poetic.
Mm. Yeah, so they're actually taking from like songs while I listen to while making the work. So they're usually like lyrics that are either translated from a different language because I listen to sort of very worldwide music like in Japanese, in Korean, in Polish, in German. So it's all about like even French as well. So yeah, it's all a mix. So I think once you there's a beauty in the way that when you translate it to English, it sounds completely different than it does in the original language. So I think that's why it makes it what makes it sound so poetic. And I usually choose the part that sort of sticks out to me the most, or I feel like it speaks about like some kind of relationship between two people, which is why how I view my works really, and the compositions I use as well.
So each song represents the sort of mindset you were at when you were
Mm,
creating that work.
yeah, yeah, sort of, and then sort kind of sometimes they end up linking to the way I was feeling like emotionally as well. So yeah.
And do you have a specific genre that you listen to? Did you sing different genres, or it's
I like kind of chill music, but I like ones that are influenced by the 80s synth. So like yeah, synth
love the lady?
music. That's the most. Yeah, literally, it's what gets me grooving and like disco. And the one album that I've been recently listening to on repeat is by S.G. Lewis. I'm not sure if you know, but he's like a UK DJ sort of, but he makes like chill electronic music. So yeah,
Okay.
that's the one I've
Oh,
been liking.
cool.
Mm.
And so moving on to you have your new rock collection. Um, Congrats! I'm
Yeah, thanks.
super excited for this.
Thanks. Yeah, I guess I'll show you some because I
Yeah,
have
that'll
them.
be
I
amazing.
can I have them here. So these are the ones that I managed to finish so far. I'm not sure how if people will be able to see because of the comment section, but yeah, these are like my normal size rugs. So I've kind of chose to do two different color palettes. So one is like this, and the other one is this one. So it's sort of like more bright. It has like these has this one has teal colors and sort of a brighter orange and a pink, very big pink background. And then that one is more pale. So for those people that are like just want a little bit of pop of color, but not too much. And yeah, basically I got these like new huge yarns that I'll show you. Um, Now they're getting smaller as I keep using them, but basically I got them dyed especially for me, so you can't really tell, but they're like pink shades.
Yeah, like the pastel.
And mm,
You pick the color yourself and you ask them to dye it.
yeah, yeah, basically, because I want my work to be kind of unique, and I don't really like. I mean, I like using like store-bought colors, but at the same time, I think it's more special, and it's like when you know that like so much labor has gone into it. So not apart from me, but also the people that have to dye these yarns and like have to work relentlessly to get these colors that I want. And I'm quite picky sometimes, so I'm like, no, that's not the right shades. But yeah, so I got these dyed, and then yeah, I have so much yarn that is unbelievable. The other day, yesterday, I didn't show it yet, but I received 46 kilograms of new yarn.
Oh wow.
Because I'm working on like new collaborations and things. So yeah, I'm kind of stocking up on all the yarn that I can get really. I think my mom is going to kill me, but
Where do you even put them?
yeah, well that's the thing. So I have a shed in my garden, but I also just store it on my like on my wardrobe,
Oh
which
wow.
you can't really tell, but yeah, there's loads of colors. Like here, there's some green, pink, basically all the ones I use the most.
And how do
Um,
you choose which color do you work with when you're working with a specific
um,
piece of work?
I don't know. I guess my color scheme has become like um very me. So I always tend to use the same colors like purple, pink, and blue, and I kind of just use variations. And yeah, I've kind of realized that it kind of has to be a mix between darker and lighter colors. So yeah, if I choose some that are lighter, then I have to choose some that are darker, just so it kind of mixes out. Yeah, and then I kind of working on commissions for people has kind of allowed me to experiment with colors and see which ones work better than others. So yeah, that's also been like a massive help with with yeah with doing those.
So when you work on these pieces, what's your normal process? Like, do you find some inspirations first? You find your colors, or do you do the sketches and then?
Yeah, so sometimes it's oh my God, sorry, I'm just like getting things out.
No worries.
So sometimes it's about just like getting a color, like I said, some of those yarns that I got recently, and then I just thought I really want to use them with something. So like let's see how I could do it. But it usually starts with sketches. So I have a sketchbook and I make all these drawings here that I then translate on my tufting frame, and
Nice.
then there's like variations of shapes, and sort of sometimes they end up completely different than what I've drawn here. But the most recent ones were these and these. So yeah, and then I saw it's very strange there because when I draw it, I have to draw it with, if you've noticed, it's always the same color pencils. I can't like if I was to draw in red, it just wouldn't come out. So even though I'm using like with my rugs, if I use like yellow or something, I just draw it with pink, blue, and orange on my page, just so I find those the easiest to kind of map out
Yeah.
designs.
I think, I guess in a way, like visually, it gives you the right sort of stimulation to be able to
Yeah,
translate that message that you
yeah,
want to.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I guess everything becomes of designs. Even the sculptures that I have in my exhibitions become as drawings first and then become 3D things.
Nice.
Um,
And
yeah.
how long do they usually take you to complete a rug like this?
A rug. So well, I have a big frame, so my frame is around 1.2 meters by 1.2 meters. So I have to make like I have to finish the whole frame in order to take them down. So usually it's about 7 to 9 rugs on each frame. So it takes about 2 or 3 days,
Okay.
depending on yeah. So depending on how big I make them. Like if they're a bit smaller, then they're a bit quicker to complete. But if they're bigger pieces, then they're a bit harder to do. Yeah, and I guess I wanted to say that apart from that, I also have like uh, other objects that are coming out with the rugs. So
Yeah.
with the new collection, I also have these bookends.
Oh,
Um,
they're so nice. I saw
uh,
them. I think I saw a similar series from before. I think, or it
mm,
was the pictures that you posted. They're so beautiful.
yeah, so they kind of have become like a regular product that I just so there's going to be like a new restock, and there's another one as well. So there are two different designs.
And what are
Um,
the materials?
and they're so shiny. So there is like air dried clay inside or oven baked clay, and which I like hand sculpt by myself, and then I paint them. So it's the process is actually quite long. I paint them and then I have to sand them and then I have to seal them with glue so then there isn't any bubbles when I put it in the resin, and then you can of course have it this way as well. So yeah, they slot like this. And I kind of, when I designed it, I kind of wanted it to be like two people hugging or something, or becoming complete. So yeah, I've made these. So they'll be available as well. And then you can also like put them with the rug next to it. I think they look so cute, and you can see the rug a little bit through it.
Oh, each other. And are they sold as a pair usually, or
So
they?
you can, yeah, you can buy, well, you can buy them separately, but you can add them together to have a pair. So yeah, I had them like listed both separately and with a pair, but it got a bit confusing to do with like the orders. So yeah, and then I also have these, which are next to me. So they're like my candle holders. They're these blobby little shapes,
And
and you can.
the air drying clay inside as well.
No, so these are actually sweets. So have you ever had millions when you were in the UK?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They're like little tiny sweets, literally like
Yeah.
tiny, and you can buy a pack.
Oh, they're so
And
inside.
yeah, they're like they're embedded inside. So each design is different. So it's picked at random. I don't know if you have that where you live, like pick and mix, when you just go and pick and whichever
Yeah.
sweets. I don't know if that's just a British thing
I
or is
think
it
it
like
happens everywhere.
maybe it is everywhere. I mean, where I lived in Poland, that wasn't really a thing. So I thought when I came here, I thought, oh, maybe it's a British thing.
Did you just buy everything in bulk? Yeah, one
Yeah,
chunk of it.
yeah. I actually had a funny story. I had a little bit of a nightmare, and then this is the other design, where basically I ran out of because there are four different colors.
Yeah.
So I ran out of the orange, and I tried to buy online, but like it like didn't exist anymore. So I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? But I went around shops that are nearby me, and I managed to find one, and they had 20 packs. So I was like, can I just buy all of them? So
You
I
got
ended up
the
buying all
last.
of them. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, hopefully they are still being made. Maybe if I just go to like other shops, they'll still have them. We'll see.
And so when you so do you put them how do you explain it? Do you pour the resin directly onto them? Like does the color change at all? Or do you have to do some things to prevent it from
The
melting?
sweets, actually, no. Actually, the sweets, it's fine. They just kind of solidify, and there hasn't been any like discoloring or anything like that. So yeah, those are much easier to work on than the bookends, because the bookends you have to seal them, and it's clay, and clay has air inside. So yeah, it's much more tricky. But basically, I just have a silicone mold that's like a cookie tray, I guess. And then you just pour in your first layer, and then you drop your sweets,
Yeah,
and then you pour the second layer after it dries. So yeah,
cool.
those are those things.
And what about your tufting process? Could you explain to me a little bit more on how does it work?
Yeah, so basically for tufting, you have to, firstly, when you have an image, your sketch, you have to flip it or reverse it like a mirrored image
Yeah,
before
right.
you draw it, because this is the back. And then you basically draw out your design with a pen or a marker. And then you get this lovely gun that it looks like this. It's basically a weapon. You can get ones that are more like better and sturdier, but mine is just like this, and it's basically you basically feed the yarn through this hoop
Okay.
and then through there, and then you just draw it like with a pen. I guess I could demonstrate. Hang on. It might be a bit loud, so it does make some noise, which is a bit sometimes it's a bit annoying.
It's part of
Um,
the process.
yeah, I'm not sure how much you'll be able to see. Um, yeah, don't know if that will work, but anyway, I'll show you. So you just get some yarn. So I have some here, and then you just have to thread it, which can take sometimes like quite long as well. And then it's kind of like a mindfulness activity, really, because then you just kind of get in the zone, and then you just tuft away, and then it's kind of like painting or drawing. But yeah, the result is quite exciting because it's obviously like 3D on the other side, so it's super cool. Um, yeah, so now I've threaded it, and if you see here, it does this. So it cuts it for you basically. So I can draw a line. Oh, I think I could actually do it. Hang on, I'll do it one-handed because I'm such a pro. Let's So yeah, you just point your gun like this. Hang on,
So it
oh
cuts it as it tucks it into the
yeah. So let's see. Let's make like a squiggle or something. So here you go, and then let's join that squiggle up. So yeah, that's obviously a kind of a poor attempt because it was done with my left hand. Um, but yeah, that's what it looks like, and then I'll show you the other side. So hang on while I reverse. You can see I need a studio, like ASAP. So this is the magic, basically.
That's so cool.
And our little squiggle that we made is right here. so it's not joined properly. But once it gets filled with other um, like other colors, then it will become squashed. So it would be more like a refined line.
I see Studio Flora Creations is just saying you're such a pro with one hand.
Yeah, well, yeah, sometimes you have to, you have to do it, and practice makes perfect. So the more I do it, the more it does, the better I get. And then these are the rugs that they look at. That's a commission, and yeah, that's what they look like. The lighting is not the best now.
They're really, really nice.
Thank you.
And so once you're done with that, do you have to do anything with the back, or it's
Yeah, so actually the back you have to like seal it with glue.
okay.
So usually you can either use like latex or you can just use spray adhesive. So I prefer to use spray adhesive because it's just much quicker than like normal latex. And then after that, you just add another piece of fabric and
Yeah.
then you just stitch it together basically. And then after that, your rug is done. And I also, to mine, I attach like a metal hoop so you can hang it on the wall or yeah, hang it somewhere if you want to, if you wish.
I hand mine on the wall sometimes.
Oh yeah, you have one. I totally
Yeah.
forgot. Is it on the wall then? Because
Not
I think
really.
oh yeah, because last time it was like down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
I left it down now because the cat likes to sit on it.
Oh, that's the same
Had
with my
actually
cat. My cat loves it as well.
a friend of mine, Kristen. I had a question for you
Mm.
from someone who asked, how long have you been tufting for?
I've been tufting since my third year, so 2018, so 2 years, I
Years.
guess. Yeah, two or maybe
Almost 3 years?
actually yeah, three because I started third year in 2017, so 3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, practice makes perfect. Although when I first started, it was a much more bigger and industrial gun. So it had like a proper counterweight, which was like attached to the ceiling. So because it was so heavy, I think it was like 6 kg or something.
Oh, wow.
Um,
But tufting.
and yeah, and the frame was massive. It was literally like the length of my room. And I had to wear like proper like like football gloves to hold the gun because like your hand got so sore. But then after I left, I bought like this mini like an electrical mini version on eBay. And yeah, not eBay, tuftinggun.com.
Okay.
That's yeah, that's where I got mine. And then yeah, I've just been using that ever since.
And how does how does it differ from the big ass tufting machine?
Yeah, well, the one thing is that it's much slower than the big tufting gun machine, but it is much more controllable because mine has a like adjustable speed, whereas that one didn't. So you literally like if you didn't know how to use it, you just went like. So yeah, that it's like easier to control, I think, with this one. Which that kind of someone else has asked how long did it take you until you were able to do curves and stuff? Um, I think I don't know, not really that long. I guess because I have the speed control, because I can adjust it and make it slow, then that makes it easier. But you can also, I know people that buy like a proper handheld one, which is just not even electrical. You just kind of go like this and that,
But it
in
would
and
be
out.
slower that way, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but for example, people that do like more like imagery or realistic sort of rugs, like when people do eyes or something,
With
then you
the precision.
yeah, with precision. So if they want to make details like the eyes or something, then
And what kind of imagery or media do you draw inspiration from?
from most of my inspo, I would say, is through digital, what I see digitally online. So I draw mine a lot from fashion and TV shows and music videos a lot. So yeah, I like K-pop, so those music videos are like insane and so colorful and bold and bright. So that's definitely like one of my inspos. And then in real life, I sort of sometimes take pictures of things that I see that look like still life. For example, like when someone has like a garage painted like with graffiti and it looks like so effortless. Like, do you know what I mean? Like paintings in real life. So yeah, that kind those kind of inspire me as well, for imagery. Um, yeah, I don't know what
I've
else.
actually I've always wondered, like, you know, the sketches you've showed me, do
Mm.
you sort of just pop them down as, you know, you're walking around and you suddenly thought about the idea, or you have a specific sort of time for yourself, you sit down and go back to your camera rolls and to find to you know to properly draw them?
Yeah, so it kind of depends. Sometimes when I have like, um, yeah, I mean, most of the time I just sit down and kind of look back on things. But sometimes I do make quick sketches. Like when I had the bookend idea, I was like, oh, I need to draw it now. But with the rug designs, I do tend to just look back, and kind of play some music as well. So I kind of get in the zone
Mm-hmm.
and uh, kind of I draw so much that like the first designs that I draw are not like the best. So because I'm not in the rhythm yet, I don't know. It's a state of mind that you have to be in. Um, so yeah, kind of like Ariana Grande said, state of mind I want to be in all the time. Yeah, so that's kind of how it happens. So like for these, as you can see, like I made a double page and a double page, and it's only until here that I actually liked them. So yeah, it does take some effort and sort of like
You did
being in a
so
zone.
enter the zone to be in that sort of
Mm,
state of mind, as you said.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think we
Some
have time for, sorry, we have time for one last question
mhm.
from the little cloth rabbit. Do you use monk's cloth fabric to tuft on?
I use I'm not sure if it's monk's cloth, but I think it might be. I use a brand called Millstec, so that's where I get mine from, and it's just they call it plain woven fabric, so I'm not sure if it's the same. I think monk's cloth is white, so mine is grey, so that's different. So yeah, if you just Google Millstec, then that should be you should be able to find that. And yeah, I guess I'll just because that was quick, I'll just answer one. Any advice for someone just starting out? If you mean with tufting, then I guess just go for it because at the start it can be quite daunting, like buying yarn, like making a frame and buying a gun. It all seems like an investment, but it really does pay off in the end because it's an only one in a lifetime payment sort of. So I made the frame by myself and I bought the gun nearly 3 years ago and I'm still using it now. So I think you can just make it work with whatever you have really, and just try not to look at other people for inspiration and just kind of go with your gut and instinct because otherwise you'll just keep looking at other people and compare yourself and also think like, oh, this has already been done before, so what's the point of me doing it? Which is very wrong mindset. So yeah, just go for what you believe in and yeah, it will pay off.
I think that's great advice actually in anything in creative industry. There's
Mm,
always, you know, this worry about, oh, what if someone's already done it before? But, you know, if it
yeah,
comes from your
exactly.
mind, it's different. It's from your experience, your feelings. So there's always
Yeah,
a unique point about
yeah,
it.
definitely. And if you think about it, there are like thousands and millions of accounts on the internet. So yeah, I'm sure there is someone else somewhere out there that maybe has thought of something similar, but you just don't know, and you might never know. So yeah, you just have to go for it and try your best to just be yourself.
Yeah. Well, amazing. Great advice from
Yeah,
Sebastian.
yeah, thanks for having me and talking to me. I really enjoyed it, and it's been really nice to, actually
And
talk
thank
to
you
someone
too.
else.
It's really nice to see the work sort of behind the scene from, because I've only briefly saw your tufting, your little
Mm,
video, and I really they're really really amazing to see
hmm
there's something that's being made in the process. And
hmm
when are you going to have your new collection? Is it this weekend?
Yeah, so it's on Saturday, so 2 days in 2 days time at 6 p.m. in UK time. So I think 6 p.m. That's 7 p.m. in Europe, and the rest of the world, I'm not sure. You might have to Google it.
Cool. So everyone
Oh,
keep an eye out, and we'll see
yeah, please
you
keep an eye out.
very, very soon. And
Mm.
yeah, thanks again.
Yeah, thank you for coming and for watching, commenting, and saying nice things.
Cool.
Thank you
And
so
that's
much.
it. Have a good
Yeah.
evening.
Have a good evening as well. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.